上一次和大家分享过考试的3个部分，今天我们来了解一下雅思口语考试是怎样评分的。And now let's talk about the scoring. All 4 IELTS tests, reading, listening, writing, and speaking, are given a score between 1 and 9. Generally speaking, you need at least a 6 or above to get into even a mediocre university. Obviously, the more famous the university, the higher the score you need. The speaking score, in turn, carries a 25% weight towards your overall score, also on a 1 to 9 scale. If you do well in your speaking part, you can use it to pull up your overall average. Now, some might think this far-fetched, thinking that the speaking part is difficult, but it is actually quite possible, as the speaking part is the easiest to prepare for. More about this in my next video. Now, your speaking test is scored based on the following few points. First, fluency and coherence. This means that you should be able to speak naturally without a lot of pauses or hesitations. Answers should stay on topic and be easily understood. Second, vocabulary. Not that you need a lot of fancy words or difficult ones, but it is important that you know some good, interesting words to use, rather than only staying with simple but really boring words like good, okay, fine, it's pretty, I'm sad, etc. And definitely stay away from yes-no answers. Third on the list is grammar. Contrary to what you might think, it is not necessary to use perfect grammar. That is not what the examiner is looking for in a foreign student. They just want to know that you can communicate on whatever level you're at. However, it is important to show that you have some basic skills. For example, you need to know how to use the different tenses to describe and differentiate between current, past, and future events. It is also important to demonstrate that you know at least a few different sentence structures. Say the use of phrases, infinitives, clauses, etc. It will also improve your score if you can use conjunctions to link up sentences and ideas. And finally, pronunciation. Here, you are scored on how well people can understand you rather than your accent. The correct pronunciation should not be a problem if you know some basic principles of phonics. And don't waste your time developing an English accent or an American accent or practice to sound like a native speaker. I cringe to think about yet another lengthy lecture on how to naturally link 2 words together so that you sound like you've been speaking English for a long time. This is so ridiculous. Finally, there is a wild card in achieving a high score, and that is to be creative. This doesn't mean to go off topic, but a surprise answer can go a long way towards impressing the examiner. Something out of the ordinary, something that grabs your attention right away. It is like that much-needed twist in any good story, one that can distinguish a good one from just another mediocre one. And that's how the speaking test of IELTS is scored. Now remember, always strive to do your best, because good enough is never good enough.